I've never found that odd or creepy. I've just always found it funny. I mean, that's all. If you start letting that stuff get to you, you're in the wrong job, because there's a lot of it. The thing about the Harry Potter fans, which I think is quite cool, is that it's not like the other big franchises like Star Wars or Star Trek. Potter is different because its fan base starts from a literary place, and I think that makes a big difference. So rather than just being, you know, a group of very obsessive nerds, it's a group of obsessive, yes, but incredibly well-read people, because they haven't now just read Potter. A lot of people their reading has expanded, and it's done that for a lot of people. So I think the Harry Potter fan base on the whole is a really, really intelligent group of people. Obviously, you get some nutters, but you get them in any walk of life.
You're not going mad. I can see them too. You're just as sane as I am.
I'm never going to think of myself as a star, though. I can promise you.
Daniel, do you think your life is ever going to be the same again?
I think if my life was going to change, it would have changed by now. It really hasn't.
It is a bit weird when people do kind of feel they can stake a claim to know you, you know, more than your friends do. It's bizarre sometimes when you meet people and they really do feel like they know you, and I don't feel weird about that. I just feel like, God, what a disappointment it must be when you actually meet me.
Not now, Nigel. Later. Go on. I told him I'd get him Harry's autograph.
In terms of people thinking that I am Harry, that certainly applies to younger kids. I met a boy the other day who was 5, and he knew he was going to meet me, and then he walked into the room and saw me and freaked out a little bit. And you know, it is, because suddenly, you know, this wizard standing in front of you if you're a kid. It's bizarre for them. I mean, it must be so strange. I think people have an image of film stars that we're all kind of very cool and, and I'm not. I'm a geek, and I'm not this. I'm just obsessed with cricket. I'm happy in my own company. I'm not particularly what people want when they meet a movie star, I don't think, which I'm quite happy about. I don't necessarily want to be that, but yeah, I always just think, because I've had experiences where I've met some heroes of mine, and it's been really disappointing for whatever reason. And I always worry that when people meet me, they might go through a similar experience.
There's something very slightly geeky about Dan. He's really enthusiastic. He's got huge enthusiasm. His favourite TV programme is QI, because he loves information. And Dan has reams of information. If you sit down with him, he's not only charming and funny, but he has this extraordinary encyclopedic knowledge of stuff. I don't know where he keeps it all. And there's something that chimes with Harry about that. Slightly geeky, slightly awkward, not the natural hero.
Having made the role his own and winning the love of Potter fans the world over, it was clear to see that Dan's enthusiasm for the job was tireless.
A lot of people say to me, "Oh, aren't you jealous?" Because I originally went out for the part of Harry, and a lot of people say, "Don't you feel jealous that you didn't get?" And definitely not, because not only do I think that he's 10 times the actor when it comes to playing someone like Harry, but he can handle it so much more than I've ever seen anyone else. He's such a eager, very enthusiastic guy, 24/7 about the work, and I think that really shows through in his character as well, his sort of strengths as being Harry.
The things that I grew to love about being on the film set were the fact that it was 1,000 people in the studios all working towards one goal. I mean, that's amazing, and to allow that to work, and to work in the happiest way, you need to be able to be part of a team of people. And any actor that thinks that he is irreplaceable is wrong. You know, any actor that thinks that you are somehow more important than any member of the crew, it's just, it's wrong. You know, you're not. And if you start acting up, particularly at a young age, get someone else. Easily done. You know, I mean, it's any actor that thinks he's inexpendable is a fool. But you know, I think my parents said to me at some point, you know, look, if you do get, you know, ideas above your station and you do start acting out on set, you know, there's no reason, particularly at a young age, why they couldn't find another boy. Which was, you know, not my parents being harsh or anything, it's just the truth, and it's what I think anybody going into that profession needs to hear, because I think people do get delusions of grandeur really, really quickly sometimes.
Despite growing up on a movie set and playing the title character in the world's biggest film series, Radcliffe's feet remained firmly on the ground throughout his Potter experience.
Now to action, come up immediately. Dan, you look from here to here. Okay? Got it?
I never really felt that sense of pressure of, oh God, what if, you know, this is all on me. You know, never felt that, because, you know, Chris Columbus was so brilliant on those first two films at just making every day fun, and that's what, you know, I don't think anyone could have made those first two films like Chris did.
What's wonderful about watching this film is there are a lot of moments where we don't cut away from anything. We're actually staying with the actors, which was something we just couldn't do in the past. It's just a wonderful feeling.
I'll say 1, 2, 3, and action. The food appears. Set. 1, 2, 3, action!
To get 3 kids through 2 11-month shoots every day, getting them focused and concentrated and managing to make these huge movies, while on the other hand having to, you know, find a way of filming Quidditch, find a way of doing all this stuff that was totally unprecedented at the time. You know, I don't think anybody but Chris, with his, you know, indefatigable enthusiasm and zeal for filmmaking and being on film sets, which is something he definitely passed on to me, I don't think anyone could have done that job.
Okay, cut.
It's a sense of real pride to see that these kids have become such accomplished professional actors. You know, it's something that I don't think, you know, in terms of being a director, I don't know how you could be more proud of seeing. It's like seeing your own children up on screen.
Good job, though.
With 4 Potter movies successfully under his belt and looking to flex his acting muscles in the theatre, Daniel made the brave decision to take on the lead role on stage in Equus.
Equus was the first time people started to know my real name. Equus was the time that on the street people would be calling me Daniel. That was the time that I was suddenly, yeah, as you say, becoming aware of the sort of the process of acting. We do create something, and I learned that on Equus, because on Potter I'd always been basically just doing it as I would say the lines myself, rather than creating a character. Because I started so young, there was no process of, oh, I'm gonna turn Harry into this type of character, I'm gonna play him with this in mind. None of that. So then to go on to Equus and have a totally different character to play with a totally different mental attitude to the world, totally different. It was that was the first time that I ever felt that I was being creative in the true sense of, you know, just doing it rather than just playing as Dan would probably have said the lines when I was 10, 11, 12. Suddenly I was not doing that. There were lines that, you know, I myself would never even say, so I had to work out, you know, I had to create a character more than I had before, and that was really exciting. But it was actually a bit earlier than that I decided I wanted to be an actor. It was on the 3rd film that I thought, okay, yeah, this is now what I think I'll try and do this, because I like this. And it was working with Gary Oldman was a huge part of that, because I saw how amazing he was and how fearless. And I want to have that. I want to be like that.
If you want to kill Harry, you'll have to kill us too.
No, only one would die tonight.
Then it'll be you!
Are you going to kill me, Harry?
Dan, I think, has now really... he's doing a fantastic job, and I think he's matured and really growing in becoming a good actor. I mean, not that he wasn't before, but he was very young, and so he's really developed into, I think, a very good actor. He's very disciplined and very focused, and does his homework.
Expecto Patronum!
Not his school homework. He probably does that too, but he certainly does the homework on what's required of him.
Expelliarmus!
David Thewlis was another person that I always loved watching on set. Imelda Staunton, and she's incredible. And the thing all those people have in common is that not only are they brilliant actors, but they're brilliant at being on a film set. They're fantastic for the set to have them on, because there is no ego. It is about it's about the work, and they're immensely focused. And so it was watching that and watching. I mean, the main thing I learned particularly from Gary, was just that fearlessness and that boldness when it came to acting, and just diving in and being unafraid of, and unself-conscious, and all of that other stuff that sort of can get in the way when you're in front of the camera. It's none of, watching him, it was like he didn't have any of that. How does he do that? So I was just, I'd watch him and I thought he was amazing.
We believe Voldemort may be after something.
Serious?
Something he didn't have last time.
You mean, like a weapon?
No, that's enough. He's just a boy. You say much more, and you might as well induct him into the order straight away.
Good, I want to join. If Voldemort's raising an army, then I want to fight.
Generally, it's been amazing and fantastic, and I wouldn't swap it for anything. But yeah, I mean, and aside from going through all the stuff that all teenagers go through, with girls and self-doubt and all that stuff, which doesn't really leave when you stop